Alright, let's dive into this, the Gann Fire in Calaveras County. First off, what immediately grabs my attention is the sheer scale of destruction. 7 structures gone, a firefighter injured, and hundreds evacuated. Wildfires are devastating, but this one feels particularly personal because of the human stories behind the numbers. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is the contrast between the chaos of the fire and the calm that's starting to settle in now. It's like nature's version of a roller coaster. Intense, destructive, and then quiet. But let's not forget that quiet doesn't mean it's over. Now, the fire started near Hogan Dam and Gann Roads, and the timing is just bizarre. It ignited around 5:30 p.m. on a Monday, which, by the way, was also the birthday of the man accused of starting it. Herbert Wayne Smith claims it was an accident. He was cutting scraps with a saw to earn money for a birthday dinner with his wife. In my opinion, this raises a deeper question. How often do these disasters stem from everyday, seemingly harmless actions? It's a stark reminder that sometimes life can take a dramatic turn in the most mundane moments. What many people don't realize is that wildfires aren't always caused by big, dramatic events. Sometimes, it's just a saw, a spark, and a gust of wind. Speaking of Smith, his arrest has sparked a lot of debate. He's been charged with recklessly causing a fire, but he insists it was never his intent. From my perspective, this is where the story gets complicated. Accidents happen, but when they lead to this level of destruction, who's really to blame? Is it the person holding the tool, or the conditions that allowed the fire to spread so quickly? One thing that immediately stands out is how quickly things escalated. Within hours, the fire was raging, and evacuation orders were in place. It's a sobering reminder of how fragile our sense of safety can be. Now, let's talk about the firefighting efforts. Over 2,700 personnel were deployed, including Firehawk helicopters capable of fighting the fire at night. That's an incredible mobilization, but it also highlights the sheer scale of the challenge. What this really suggests is that despite our advancements, wildfires still have the upper hand in many cases. And then there's the firefighter who was injured in a dozer rollover. A detail I find fascinating because it underscores the risks these crews face. They're not just fighting the fire. They're battling unpredictable terrain and equipment failures. Another angle that's worth exploring is the community response. Evacuation centers were set up, and the Red Cross provided essentials like water, meals, and emotional support. But here's where it gets interesting. The Calaveras County Sheriff's Office also arranged shelters for displaced livestock and pets. If you take a step back and think about it, this speaks to the deep connection people have with their animals and the lengths they'll go to protect them. It's a humanizing aspect of the story that often gets overlooked in disaster coverage. Finally, let's talk about containment. As of Wednesday evening, the fire was 19% contained, up from 10% earlier in the day. Progress, yes, but it's slow and painstaking. What makes this really interesting is the strategy behind it. Controlled burns to reduce fuel. It's like fighting fire with fire, which sounds counterintuitive but is actually a proven tactic. In my opinion, this is where the real story lies. The balance between destruction and strategy, chaos and control. So what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think the Gann Fire is more than just another wildfire story. It's a reminder of how fragile our world is, how quickly things can spiral out of control, and how much we rely on the bravery of firefighters and the resilience of communities. But it also raises questions about accountability, prevention, and our relationship with the environment. What do you think? Is this just another tragedy, or is there a bigger lesson here? Let me know in the comments below.